Good morning, everyone, or whatever time it is, wherever you are. This morning I'm putting a roast in my crock pot, and I know I've made a roast on here before. I've made a traditional one and Mississippi roast, but this time I'm doing a little bit different. It's gonna have some canned soups in it, and I'm also doing these little bite-sized baby potatoes into the bottom because I really like the taste of these better than just russet potatoes. So what you're going to need for this is some basic seasonings for the meats, which I have onion powder, garlic powder, Lowry salt, paprika, and then maybe a little bit of pepper. And then also you're going to need some broth. So I don't have any beef broth, but I do have chicken broth. So I'm going to do a teaspoon of that. I'm going to do 1 cup. And then I have just half an onion right here. I'm going to coarsely chop 2 cans of cream mushroom soup, 1 pouch of onion soup mix, and then my potatoes. So I'm going to get this seasoned up, and I am going to sear it very nicely on both sides until it's really like nice crust on each side, because you want to seal in those juices. That's what it's basically doing. I've done it without searing it, and it produces more juices. If you don't, I've noticed. So that's why I'm going to add the broth, so it cooks my potatoes well and it keeps my meat really moist. So I'm going to season this right now and get started. Now that I have my meat nicely seasoned, you can see my pan is definitely heated up. It's starting to smoke. I just have some extra virgin olive oil in there. What I'm going to do is lay this in. It's very hot. That's exactly what I wanted, because I want to just be able to sear it for just a few 3 to 4 minutes on each side, just to get a nice crust. So I have my potatoes and my coarsely chopped onion laid at the bottom. I'm actually glad that I'm doing this recipe because these potatoes were on their last life, I feel like. That's the kind of color, that's the crust you want. It's perfect. I'm going to add in both of my cream mushroom soups, my onion soup mix, teaspoon of my chicken bouillon powder, last but not least, a cup of water. That's just going to give you some more broth, more gravy, broth-free gravy. So that's it. I mean, it's pretty much dump and go. You don't have to sear if you don't want, but I really recommend it because it does change. It gives it a better flavor, locks in the juices. So right now, this is all set to go. I am going to just set this to low and slow for 8 hours, and I will see you when it is ready to serve up. So this has been going for like 7 hours and 7.5 hours. There's like 30 minutes left, and this is what it's looking like. It's already starting to fall apart, and I just want this gravy a little bit thicker. So I have 2 tablespoons of flour with water that I'm going to add in, just to thicken it a little. I also added a tablespoon and a half of Worcestershire sauce, so that'll give it some really good flavor. This is everything plated up. I just made some white rice to put underneath the meat, and then you got the gravy, the potatoes, and California vegetables. Everyone says that it turned out real great, so I hope you guys try this. Let me know if you do, and I'll see you in my next video.